The power of social influences while dating, Article 3. Family versus friends. In Article 3, a study was conducted to analyze whether our family or friends have a greater influence in our dating decisions. Previous studies have shown that individuals who have social support for their relationship have higher levels of relationship satisfaction. While an abundance of research has displayed that our social networks have an importance in our dating decisions, such case studies have neglected to pay attention to whose opinions matter more. Article 3 has examined in depth the importance of our family versus friends approval and displays how one's sexual orientation can sometimes affect whose approval matters more. Support from family versus friends. Such a case study has many variables because it does matter how involved the family or friends are in an individual's life, and this can influence the data substantially. Also, an individual's cultural influence can determine their source of approval, which brings up the question, can the data apply to all nations? An online survey was conducted to determine our true source for our relationship approval, and the results were compiled into categories of male heterosexuals, female heterosexuals, and lesbian, gay, transgender, queer individuals. These individuals were given a relationship scenario and later asked a few questions. Results. Results showed that female and male heterosexual individuals lean towards family approval more, while lesbian, gay, transgender, queer individuals seek their friends' approval more. Parental rejection of lesbian, gay, bisexual youth sexual identity. In a second peer-reviewed journal article, a study analyzed the effect of parents' disapproval specifically with lesbian, gay, bisexual individuals. Parental rejection, because of their child being lesbian, gay, bisexual, can affect their child's psychological development into adulthood. Homonegativity and traditional gender role beliefs of their parents can raise a conflict of interest and can be detrimental to their child's future interpersonal relationships. In conclusion, both Article 3 and the second peer-reviewed journal article studies remain inconclusive. Though the results have shown family does influence an individual's dating decisions more, it is still not a fact. Variables such as age, gender role identity, and individual's culture all come into play when determining whose influence of opinions will have more of an effect. Since the results remained inconclusive, we took it to the streets of the Treasure Coast to do a little research of our own, to see what other individuals had to say about their own dating influences.
Alright, so in a hypothetical situation, say you have been with your boyfriend or girlfriend for a year and a half, and you finally decide to reveal them to your friends and family. To your disbelief, both your friends and family members disapprove of your relationship with the man or woman you have fell deeply in love with. First question. Whose approval would you take into account more? Your best friends or your family members, and why?
I would take them all into account evenly, and because they are all my support system.
Alright, because they all support you, right?
That's right.
Not just one. Alrighty. Do you believe that because your friends and family members disapprove of your relationship, that it will negatively affect it?
Very possible, yes. It could.
Alright. And would you break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend because of their disapproval?
Being that much in love, most likely not. Definitely not.
Alright, you won't cut it. You won't cut it.
Nope.
Alright, so in a hypothetical situation, say you have been with your boyfriend or girlfriend for a year and a half, and you finally decide to reveal them to your friends and family. To your disbelief, both your friends and family members disapprove of your relationship with the man or woman you have fell deeply in love with. 3 questions. First one, whose disapproval would you take into account more, your best friends or family members, and
into consideration more because I trust them as they are more experienced in life, and therefore I consider them wiser. And also they have given me advices in previous relationships and they have proven to be accurate. And also because I know that they'll want the best for me, not only for the present, but also for the long run, in the long run.
That's true, so they're looking out for your best interest. Second question. Do you believe that because your family members disapprove, that it will negatively affect your relationship?
I think that it can negatively affect the relationship, especially because my family is very important to me. However, I also think that it also depends on the other person and how they take the disapproval from my family.
Right.
So it may affect it, but
a little bit of tension, but maybe not as much.
Right.
Third question. Would you break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend because of their disapproval?
I would not. I would not break up with my boyfriend because ultimately I think that my family will respect my decisions and they will respect also the person that I'm with, even if they disapprove of that relationship.
Well, that's good. You'll trudge on, you'll keep it.
Right.
So in a hypothetical situation, say you have been with your boyfriend or girlfriend for a year and a half and you finally decide to reveal them to your friends and family. To your disbelief, both your friends and family members disapprove of your relationship with the man or woman you have fell deeply in love with. 3 questions.
Okay.
First one. Whose disapproval would you take into account more, your best friends or your family members, and why?
It's going to be my family members because my family is always been with me. And I think their approval means a lot to me.
So their influence.
Because we're so close.
Alrighty, so their influence and opinions has an effect on you.
That's right.
Makes sense. Do you believe that because your family members disapprove of your relationship, that it will negatively affect it?
I don't think so.
No? No potential to?
No potential to. No,
Alright,
because
that's
at the end
good.
it's my decision.
Exactly. It's your choice. Would you break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend because of their disapproval?
No, I won't.
No? You
No.
wouldn't cut it?
No,
You'd
I
be like,
wouldn't
no,
cut it.
I can't.
No, not just because I can't, because I don't want to, because as you said, it's my decision.
Alright, so in a hypothetical situation, say you have been with your boyfriend or girlfriend for a year and a half and you finally decide to reveal them to your friends and family. To your disbelief, both your friends and family members disapprove of your relationship with the man or woman you have fell deeply in love with. 3 questions.
Yeah.
First one. Whose disapproval would you take into account more, your best friends or your family members, and why?
I would take into account my family members first, because they're older, they're wiser, and they have more power over my life. I would definitely take into account, in a serious situation, my family's opinion first.
They've given you some good advice.
I would say, in retrospect, all the advice they ever gave me was good. I just didn't recognize it at the time.
That's good, that's good. So do you believe that because your family disapproves that it will negatively affect your relationship?
I think it would negatively affect both relationships. I couldn't be freely happy with my family not being happy. And if you're talking about marriage or something similar, you don't just marry a person, you also marry their family. And if you want happy holidays,
So it would just create more tension. It'd be more tension between the families and
and
probably
they
your
wouldn't be
relationship.
enjoyable. You would have stress, you would have discomfort, you wouldn't have as much joy. And then that would probably lead to arguments and fighting within the unit, the love unit. And one way or another, I think it would affect both the parental-child relationship and the lover relationship in a negative way.
Yeah, it'll just negatively
Not
impact them.
temporarily, maybe not immediately, but certainly in the long run. I'm not sure that I would have answered the same 30 or 40 years ago when I was young.
Probably had a different perspective when you were
Because
younger.
I think when you're that young, that passion often rules good sense. And so you would be inclined to ignore it. And there's a phone going off.
I know, it's alright. It's okay. It's okay. So, third and final question. Would you break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend because of their disapproval?
I probably wouldn't immediately, because at least in youth, and maybe always, I think people tend to be rebellious.
Love conquers all, basically.
Well, that's that same passion thing. You would think that strong feeling counts so much more. But also, just because someone tells me no, that's the child in me. Oh, well, nobody's going to tell me what to do. So I might wind up cutting off my nose to spite my face, so to speak, and ignore the advice that even if I thought it was good, but I think very briefly after, I would probably act upon it, or as I indicated by the answer to number 2, it would probably have such a big effect that not immediately, but shortly
eventually
after,
create
it would,
enough tension
right,
to
that it would break up
the relationship.
the relationship, whether I said, okay, I'm breaking up tomorrow, which I would say that. And that's a sort of immature stand. You know, they told me not to do it, so I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I think that you might need 7 more minutes.
I know, right? It was good stuff.
All interviewees were heterosexual and mostly remained indecisive about whether family or friends had a greater influence on their dating decisions. Some individuals chose family, while others chose both. Our results from our interviews remained inconclusive as well, but overall it displayed that both our family and chosen family can have a major impact on our dating decisions in general.